Hey everyone, today we're going to be walking through Messias' song Goodbye, which I mixed and helped sprinkle in a couple other things to help finish this song out. So if you haven't heard his music yet, I've got the link in the description below. Go ahead, stream it. If you like what you're hearing, give him a follow. So this song starts out with that strummed guitar part and the vocals, so just jumping right in.
Mama, don't cry, and baby, goodbye. This is my last time I'll leave.
So that guitar part, just using some EQ there, bringing up some of that high end, a little bit of compression, taming that. And also used a multi-pressor on this. There was just a couple things happening in the kind of low mids there that were jumping out to me occasionally and wanted to help tame those a little bit. So used the multi-pressor there. And for the vocal here, just using some doubles here, all right down the middle to thicken up that lead.
Mama, don't cry, and baby, goodbye. This is my last time.
Versus if we have those muted.
Father, be strong, be careful, hold on. I will see you soon.
So just the right feel for that song here, using those doubles. So going into that pre-chorus here, we have a new part coming in. Got this synth line coming in here. I've labeled it bass line, but it's more in the synth range here. And for this, we're treating that with some EQ boosts, a couple dips, some decapitator to add a little more saturation, compression, and using sidechain to one of the kicks.
I'm done. I'm done.
I think that's, sidechain kick there. The other thing happening there, we still have some doubles going on here. So if we hear those, but these are widened, so instead of having the doubles right down the middle, introducing some width on those phrases here in the pre-chorus, kind of helping them pop out, prepping us for the chorus, which again gets a little wider too. So here we've got kind of driving drum lines, that bass layering there. The basses, we have the main bass, which we started with here. So similar to the other ones, so I treated this a little differently. These were different audio files, and but they're kind of doing a very similar thing. So I boosted a lot of the low end on that bass, added a little sub bass just to get that feeling in there. I wanted to bring out more of that really low end in this one to differentiate it more from the other one. So doing that, got some heavy compression on there and sidechaining that too to the kick. So here we've got layered in, just so you can hear it in context. So that's why I wanted to bring out the lows there, because we're doing so much of the very similar thing here, but wanting to get the highs on this one and the low end on this one. I also layered in, just to add a little more kind of targeted bass there, targeted low end, layered that as well with a synth bass here. Just to get that working together better. And then in the bass bus on itself, doing some compression here to tie those together better. And that's being sidechained to a kick as well. So that kind of all gets glued together here. The electric guitar is also still going in the chorus. So that kind of takes a little more of a backseat roll. We're panning that a little bit, just like we were in the verse, keeping that wide. And then the other big difference here in the chorus, so we still have the vocals wide. The other thing that we've added in here is this a couple other layers on the vocals to really build out the chorus. So we have the lead vocal here. We've got the doubles, adding some width, and then this destroyed vocal. So just subtly layered in there to add some really more grungy feel to it. we're just running that through heavy decapitator doubler effect to make it wider. So that's going to switch that over to a stereo track there, add a little more width to it, thicken up that vocal even more. And then the other thing we're doing is these, we added in these background vocals. So just some falsettos there, and those are just tucked away, so you really just feel them.
Crashed my car and my love left me broken.
Not necessarily hear them, so that, you know, just on a couple of those phrases. And really just helps add some high end, and again, some more width there since we're having those pans so far. The other thing happening at the end of that chorus that I'll jump over to, the bass line does a kind of cool little dive down, you know, kind of sinking bass line there. So also automated that to match on the synth bass that we added in. The verse 2 here, so once that kicks back in, let's take a look at what's happening here. Got the kick coming back in, vocals coming back in. Got a little hi-hat coming in here just to differentiate that verse a little more. The synth line comes back in. You can see some of those delay throws here on different syllables, so just to point those out. So let's kind of hear those, what's happening. So on the pre-chorus. So just a nice little kind of quarter delay there to add to that pumping feeling. Same thing on the end of each of those phrases. I'm done. I'm gone, I fucked it up, you won. So nice, cool setting there for the quarter note delay. You can see we're just running that here with some reverb on it to keep that wet, and then tucking it away with some mid-pass EQ there. So that brings us into the second chorus, which brings everything back in. The other thing that's happening here, where's the hi-hat? So also doing some compression here on some sidechain compression on the hi-hat. So sidechaining the kick to the hi-hat just to make those interact a little bit more. So this is gonna dip down that hi-hat every time the kick hits. Just a little transition riser going into that bridge here. Nice little subtle one. And then kind of hearing those synths layered in going into the bridge. We've got a new guitar part added. You can see I was playing around with another little layer in here, just a really washed out guitar to see how that would sound. Didn't end up using it. So a little too much, but tried an octave down guitar there. You can see it still got the remnant there. And then other than that, a couple other things, just trying out a couple of synths, but wanted to tone that back, keep just the guitars there. So here we've got, again, doubled vocals going through that bridge. Keeping those wide, adding some width to that bridge. Again, differentiating from the doubles in the verses, which are all right down the middle. And then here we've got some ad-libs thrown in. And on this one, again, some of that decapitator on that, keeping a little more grunge feeling there. Those ad-libs also having a little more reverb, keeping those longer. You can see the effects buses there, keeping them in the mix. So cool little depth there added with all those send effects, and keeping the falsetto background vocals added in here. That pretty much ties it up for us. We've got the guitar continuing in there through that third chorus. So the guitar that was introduced in the bridge, we're bringing that back in here to layer in on the final chorus as well. So that's the other big difference there for the final chorus. And that brings us to the end here. So you can see again, a lot of it's with that. A lot of the feeling comes from the treatment of the vocals, so having that double vocal, especially on the verses, right down the middle, and just getting the reverb and delay effects in there to kind of fill in the space where we needed to, and adding just the right amount of kind of grunginess with the decapitator on the vocals, especially some of those layered ones like we had here, that destroyed vox on the choruses layered in. Hopefully this was fun to walk through with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Again, if you liked what you're hearing, go ahead and give Messias a follow. Start streaming his music. Got his link in the description below, and hope to see you next time. Thanks.